Washington's agriculture industry is a multi-billion-dollar powerhouse, and it depends heavily on immigrant labor. The King 5 Facing Race team traveled to Eastern Washington to understand how undocumented workers shape both the economy and the communities they live in. Reporter Sharon Yu joins me now with a preview of her new 3-part special, which actually debuts this week, I hear.
Yes, on Thursday, actually, Kelly.
Wow! Well, we're so lucky to have you to discuss a little preview, so thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm just really excited to talk about this really important story, and this story really reveals how much immigrant labor touches all of us in not just our daily lives, but we don't think about the food and where the food comes from. It doesn't just come from a grocery store, and we just cannot imagine how many times it is touched by most likely an immigrant worker before it gets to our table.
Yeah, it's something for all of us to take into account and think about more. So what do you think are the biggest misconceptions that people have about undocumented workers, would you say?
Yeah, I think I hear a lot of very toxic rhetoric about how people are coming to the United States to freeload. That they come here and they're going to mooch off our resources, depend on the federal government for welfare. That is absolutely not true. Literally every immigrant worker that I've met, they are all busy going to work. They wake up at 4 in the morning to get to work, and that's really all they want to do. They just want to have a job, provide for their family, whether it's providing for family who are here with them, or a lot of them are sending money back to where their home country is to support family there. So it's just backbreaking work, literally, that these folks are doing to send money back to their families, to support themselves, and just to have gainful employment.
Gosh, absolutely. And you visited a farm specifically in the Yakima Valley. So who did you talk to there? What did you learn? We're seeing some video there.
Yeah, that is actually asparagus being cut. First of all, I did not know that asparagus was harvested literally like that. It is.
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't alone because I'm looking at this video. Didn't know that either.
Yeah, and look, and it's just every spear has to be hand pulled, and there is no machine that does the harvesting itself. And folks are sorting the asparagus there. We talked to the farmer and farm owner there, and he was like, all these folks have worked for me for decades, and many of them have stuck with him for many years, and they're pretty much like family to him. And as far as he knows, everyone is documented on his farm, and he says they're just really hard workers and just good people. He also said that he's maybe closer to some of those families than he is to his actual biological family.
Yeah. You spend so much time together,
Exactly, and he was like, we're going to a baby shower for some of the workers, like somebody's having a baby on Sunday or something like that. So it was just really good to hear, and he's really fighting to have lawmakers hear him when he says, we can't have mass deportation policies because it's just not going to work out. It's really not going to work out for anybody.
Yeah, and I want to kind of talk about just the state of the state. How are the folks that you talk to, their feelings about President Trump's policies on undocumented people?
Yeah, and I think I want to definitely highlight the fact that everyone on his farm was documented as far as he knew. But we talked to them, and because people with legal status are also getting detained, people with green cards are also getting detained in Tacoma at the Northwest ICE Processing Center. Everyone is scared. He said he's never seen a more scared workforce. People are waking up, and if they don't look like an American, they're worried. And I talked to a farm worker there, she was born in the US, and she said sometimes she thinks twice about going out in the town because, I don't know, if she gets taken, who's gonna know? Who's gonna help her? Who's gonna help her mom? Who's gonna help her family? So it was a lot of fear that I heard from folks.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what's the level of support that you've seen too, just from the community and what they're getting hopefully right now too?
Yeah, we were out in Yakima during the May Day rally, and it was, look at all those people. It was really good to see. People were holding amazing signs, like that's a sign. There was also a sign that said, "Immigrants make America great." There you go. So it was really nice to see. And also a rally like this hit differently in Yakima because in Yakima a lot of the folks are immigrants, and immigrants make up the workforce, and supporting the workforce means supporting immigrant communities. So it was really good to see all those people out there for the march and rally on May Day.
Yeah, and anything that has surprised you with this series that you're walking away from, or any feelings?
Yeah, I think I underestimated how big the immigrant population is out there. I know that kind of sounds silly, but we also went to a different town called Sunnyside, and the city manager there said that they are 90+%, Hispanic heritage folks who live there. So it's just kind of like, you don't think about it, and all of them are working, all of them are providing the food, many of them are providing the food, and also something that surprised me was the asparagus.
Yes.
How it was harvested and how many times it is touched before it is moved all the way to Western Washington, where you see it at PCC or Met Market. Like it's a labor of love.
It really is. How can people watch your series too? I want to get that in.
Yes, it is going to be airing. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 are going to air. So this Thursday is Part 1, next Thursday Part 2, and so forth on our 6:30 shows and also online. And if you are specifically looking for Facing Race stories, you can hit the Facing Race tab on king5.com, and you'll be able to find those stories.
Sharon, you do incredible work. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Kelly.